Well, we continue to highlight local donut shops for National Donut Day. And did you know there's actually a donut walking tour in Portland?
Sounds like fun. A review from the Boston Globe called it a mile of walking, a little bit of history, and a lot of deliciousness.
Yum. Here to tell us more is the owner and founder, Kris McClure. Good morning, Kris. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course.
Happy National Donut Day.
Happy National Donut Day. How did you come up with this idea for a donut tour?
Yeah, so a friend of mine owns the Maine souvenir shop on the corner of Foreign Exchange Street. I know where you mentioned you've seen our A-frame sign out there advertising, and you know, friends of 25 years. They're celebrating 100 Maine artists out of the shop, and he wanted a walking tour that started and ended from there and had synergy with local art. And so obviously we have an amazing foodie scene, culinary arts, so it was a way to celebrate that off the corner and you know, provide more traffic through the shop in a way that's has a great likeness to what they're already doing. So.
Tell us about what people will see when they go on the donut tour. Like, which donut shops do you go to?
Yeah, so
or get to eat at, I should say.
As Garrett alluded to, we have 4 amazing partners in town right now, working with 3 of them, and Hi-Fi, we're expecting to be back on the scene somewhere, hopefully within a mile radius of the corner of Foreign Exchange, so I can easily continue to work with them and celebrate them. But right now, we go down to the Holy Donut, go down to the waterfront, Long Wharf, and we sample those. Get down to the end of the Portland Pier and talk about Casco Bay, and so they get a nice side of history as well. And then we'll make our way up through Boothby Square, past the Armory, the Regency Hotel, and get up to 88. And then they've always got perfectly fresh, warm donuts waiting for us there, no matter how late I am or how early I am somehow. And then, you know, we'll do kind of the rest of Congress Street, City Hall, Monument Square, and work our way down to Yuri's Desserts is our newest partner. If you haven't been there, please go. They're as amazing as the rest, but they opened up in January, and they provide us kind of an international flair of the donut, more pastry leaning. A couple that moved here, Korea to New Jersey to vacation in Portland and fell in love and gave us their spin, more of a yeast risen donut. So
I've heard great things about that spot
Yeah.
too, and all of them,
Phenomenal.
of course. What do you think makes Portland so unique when it comes to sort of the variety of donuts, and how does that help with the tour? I mean, you're going to get something different each spot.
Yeah, no, I was excited to offer the tour, knowing I just had 3 celebrated donut partners to work with within that mile walk, but it was sort of a happy accident. I don't even think I realized it until several weeks in, where we were at our 3rd stop, which was then Hi-Fi. And I realized we're running like the full spectrum of what the modern American donut is, which was just tremendous and sort of added to the value of the tour and the experience that guests get. You know, where we start with that amazing, dense Maine potato donut, which is obviously very unique to Maine and the Holy Donut. And then, you know, made to order bite size. And then when we get to Yuri's now, we have that, you know, yeast risen donut, more airy, fluffy, pastry leaning. So
Yeah, what's been the response from people that take your tour?
The Boston Globe article, I think, sums it up best, and I've kind of used that as my best piece of marketing besides my Converse sneakers this year that have donuts on the back of them. But often it's the history that they learn, and I've started kind of joking with people that you know, we trick people into learning Portland's history through our donuts, and they tend to walk away feeling pleasantly surprised of how amazing the donuts were, while also, oh wow, like we learned something about Portland, and we had no idea the connection of the origin of the donut and the hole in the center to Maine, you know, so that's kind of a fun surprise as well, and that's what this book here is all about, that Pat Miller wrote, connecting it to Rockport, Maine. And I encourage people to get up to the Donut Festival next weekend. 88's going to be there, I believe, and you know, it's a fun growing. I'm supposed to be judging homemade donuts that day. So.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Show
That's
up with
a
your
tough
homemade,
job.
Show up with your homemade recipes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So it's really like so much more than donuts. What do you love most about being a tour guide?
For me, it's always been, I've been a guide in Portland, Maine, and in Juneau, Alaska, and in both of those places, it was celebrating a place I love and entertaining. I may like attention a little bit, I guess. But just a super fun way. I'm outside. I'm not sitting on a computer all day. Yeah, celebrating amazing donuts. They just make us happy, and it's a fun way to show people town.
You mentioned it briefly. Let's talk about the book and everything about it.
Yeah. So I don't want to completely give away my tour, while also it sort of brings together the legends and lore of how we've arrived at a donut with a hole in the center, and it ties to a Dutch immigrant who was working 1847 on schooners up in Rockport, Maine. And as legend has it, needing to get his hands onto the ship captain's wheel, both hands, he had to take the fried dough ball the Dutch had brought with them, needed a place to put it, spiked it onto the ship captain's wheel, poked a hole through the center, got rid of that otherwise undercooked, greasy, heavy center that the sailors made, called it a sinker prior to the hole in the center. So I guess I just gave away most of my tour, but it's still worth coming because you can't taste the donuts. You can't taste the donuts through the story.
That's just scratching the surface of this tour.
Yeah, so a super fun way to kind of spin into what we're doing.
Let everybody know how they can sign up for a tour and find out more information.
Yeah, Portland, Maine, donuttour.com as well. You can sign up right at the Maine souvenir shop. We run a 9:30 tour, an 11:30 tour, and soon we're going to have a pre-happy hour, 2 o'clock tour called Sips and Sweets. We'll do a couple donut stops, a couple drink stops along the way. Our friends over at the Portland Beer Hub are going to work with us there. They also run the Brews Cruise tours, so nice, fun way. And then we're finalizing a second partner, but a fun way to, 2 to 4 o'clock before happy hour, before dinner, to enjoy some donuts without spoiling your amazing dinner reservation.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, look at that. Eat donuts and learn some history, huh?
Yeah.
Man, what a class that would be in college, huh? Man.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and happy National Donut Day.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, so fun. All right, we're really hungry now.
I know. Talking about donuts.